Hi, we're doing this again. Last time we played apples to books, we were using the green cards with the adjectives. This time we're going to be using the red cards with the nouns. I think this time's going to be a little bit more interesting, because the books technically are nouns, so we're giving adjectives to nouns in the last one, so it was a little more straightforward. This time we're putting nouns with nouns, so the rules kind of will change depending on what we pick up. We can interpret it any way we want. So let's go ahead and get into video. Lazy boy recliner. That's probably actually the randomest thing that we could have started with. Now this is what I'm talking about. How do we interpret this? Do we pick a book where a chair is a big part of the story? Do we pick a book that you can lay down in a recliner and... Actually, I remember that I sat and read the whole last half of this in one sitting in our Lazy Boy recliner. So that works. Fuzz. So do we interpret this as lint, or do we interpret this as policeman? The card gives both options. Fuzz. Could we say that the story was fuzzy and unclear? I think that's a stretch. How about... I don't know how to do this one. The Werewolf's Guide to Life. As you can see, there is fur on this cover. Fuzz, fur. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it still works. Shopping malls. We could say that this is a story with a bunch of different branches, a bunch of different stores. Or maybe, because of online shopping, we could pick a book that I think is slowly dying, which is really sad because I like physical going around shopping. It's just not as satisfying to online shop. What about Lunar Chronicles? Personally, I can feel my interest in the series waning. Swiss cheese. Guess it comes from holy cows. That's a good description. So, a story with a lot of plot holes? Maybe. A story that goes on a sandwich? Can't think of anything off the top of my head. I shouldn't be looking at this shelf either, because these are books that I haven't read. Excuse me. Ooh. Prospero's Children. The thing has a hole in it. Hello. There. This works. Buffalo wings. Not sure what to do with this. The description says you'd think a buffalo's wings would be bigger. Could we interpret this as a disappointing read? Actually, I know exactly what would fit with that. Oh no, is it behind all of these books? Oh. It is behind all these books. Okay, apparently I hid this book very well. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna look for it anymore. Tuck Everlasting. You would think that a author's cool concept would be bigger, but it was just this very bare bones of a story. Body odor. The Avengers. The Avengers are obviously really popular, but I'm just not a big superhero person. I've never been into any superhero other than Spider-Man, really. So for this one, we'll find a book that most people like that I don't. How about How to Train Your Dragon? It's not one that I particularly despise, but I'm more like, about it. Which is kind of how I feel about the Avengers as well. Glazed Donuts. There's one book that particularly comes to mind, that like Homer book. What is it? I don't remember it except there was a donut machine. I want to pick something else. Love Sugar Magic has a lot of baking in it. This is the second to last one. My bank account. Not really sure how to interpret this one at all. Could we do the most expensive book I own? I don't know if I know what that is. The cheapest book I own?
I could do the book thief because thief, bank account.
I keep looking at this shelf, and this is the shelf of books that I have read, and will more likely have an answer over here. Oh! I know how to answer this one. I'm going to go get the first book on my books I haven't hauled yet shelf. Recent purchases. The most recent. So last time we went to Barnes & Noble, I got this little journal, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Barnes & Noble Fancy Edition, and this little dream interpreter. You'll see those in my next book haul. Actually, no, you probably won't see it in the next book haul because there'll probably be a couple book hauls from now. I do my book haul slowly. This is getting old, by the way. Can you tell? Maybe I shouldn't be eating it. Let's see what awesome thing we can end up on for this last one. Chickens. Are there any books about chickens? Do you know who are chickens? King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Well, I mean, they probably weren't chickens, but like, they probably had chickens. Probably. That's all we're doing today. Thank you for watching. This was a fun video to film. If you have any other board games or party games or other sort of card games that you want me to somehow incorporate into book world, let me know so that I can do that. And be sure to like. That's an apple, not a thumb. Be sure to like video and subscribe. The subscribe button looks kind of like this. It's a little bit like this. It's like longer and it says subscribe over the front. Bye. Oh no, it was right on top of the shelf.